Practice test 2, calculator section, question 20. So let's get started. So this question, both question 19 and 20 ask about the same information. So it's based on this. So we need to look into that. A sociologist chose 300 students at random for each of 2 schools and asked each student how many siblings he or she has. The results are shown below. And this is a table, but don't forget this part. There are a total of 2,400 students at Lincoln School and 3,300 students at Washington School. Okay, so this doesn't just represent the actual number. It is the random student number of students chosen out of the whole pool. So in this Lincoln School, that would be 300 out of the 2,400. So this is just a sample out of the whole big population. So just have that in mind because they're probably going to test you on it. So based on the survey data, which of the following most accurately compares the expected total number of students with 4 siblings at the 2 schools? So first of all, we need to know like which part of the table shows the total number of students with 4 siblings, right? From there, we already know that it's this one. So you need to interpret the graph first, but we can't just focus on 20, right? Because this whole table represents a bigger population. And then it's asking about the real population. So first of all, we need to know what this 10 represents in the 2,400, what this 10 represents in the 3,300. And how would we do that? Well, we would divide the bigger sample by the random number of students so that we can calculate how much 10 is. So let me show you how it's gonna look like. So I would divide 2,400 by 300 and that'll be 8. So that means I divided the whole population by 300. So 1 out of 300 is going to be 8. Does that make sense to you guys? If 1 out of 300 is 8, then 10 out of 300 must be, well, 8 times 10, right? Because 1 accounts for 8 for the Lincoln School, at least. So we're going to do 8 times 10, which is 80. So that's for the school. Okay. Wait. I apologize. So this is what I wrote. 2,400 divided by 300, which is 8. And you need to times 8 by 10. And that's going to be 80 for the Lincoln School. That's the actual number. Next, we're going to calculate it for the Washington School, which is 3,300. Divided by, same, 300, right? Because that's the sample. And that's going to be 11. But we're not looking for the sample, we're looking for the actual number. So 1 out of 300 for the Washington School means 11. So what's 10 out of 300 for the Washington School? Well, that represents 11 times 10, which is 110. And from those, wait. So from those two numbers, we can calculate 110 minus 80 is 30. And out of all these, the total number of students with 4 siblings is expected to be equal at 2 schools. Well, it's not 80 and 110. The total number of students with 4 siblings at Lincoln School is expected to be 30 more than the Washington School. Lincoln School is 30 more than Washington. No, it's 30 less than Washington. So no. The total number of students with 4 siblings at Washington School is expected to be 30 more than the Lincoln School. Well, yes, it's right. 30, and then Washington School has more students, right? So it's probably going to be C, but we need to look at all the options. The total number of students with 4 siblings at Washington School is expected to be 900 more than the Lincoln School. Okay. So that's probably too big. So it's going to be C. Thank you.